Tucked behind London Road, just a stone's throw from Sheffield city centre, is Keating House, a 15-storey brutalist block home to 60 flats. Behind its grey-cladded exterior on the 14th floor is Russell Fowler's home, where he's lived for the past 17 years renting from the council. However, despite almost spending 2 decades in the block, Russell wants out as soon as possible, as since Christmas 2022, his flat has been under siege by a mould infestation of any comprehensible scale. Russell didn't want to be on camera, but his mum, Eva Newsham, spoke to us about the state of his flat.
It's a disgrace, absolute disgrace. He's just living in squalor. It's cold, it's damp, it's got mould on it. He had mushrooms growing in his bathroom. I have never in my entire life seen out like it. Terrible.
Now, Russell told me that living in these conditions has had a serious effect on his health. Now, according to the NHS, mould primarily produces 3 things: allergens, irritants, and toxic substances, sometimes. This means that if you're living in a house with a mould problem, just by breathing in the air around you and maybe even touching the mould, you're more likely to have an allergic reaction like sneezing, a runny nose, red eyes, or even a skin rash. Mould can also trigger more traumatic events like asthma attacks and cause coughing, wheezing, and breathlessness. All symptoms that Russell experienced. The poor state of Russell's health was evident while I was at his flat, and you can hear him coughing in the back of my chat with Eva. Instead of staying in his home, Russell has been sofa surfing at various friends and has even booked hotel rooms, all while he's still paying Sheffield City Council the rent for his flat. He did complain to the council, but they said it would take months to get an engineer out, though that didn't stop the local authority sending Russell a text asking him to rate their service. However, Green Party councillor Douglas Johnson, who is the chair of the Housing Committee, said that the council are dealing with a lot of mould cases and it's simply a lack of funding from the government which is causing issues in the system.
There's obviously been a chronic shortage of funding for housing and from central government for many, many years now. And even this year we were looking at being limited to a below inflation rent increase, which means less money going to the housing service. What we have seen in recent months is a lot more new requests for repairs related to damp or mould, as it's being talked about in the media a lot more, because of course many people's houses have some element of damp and mould in them, but in some cases it can be really, really bad, and obviously living in that condition is not good for anyone's health. So we all agree it's not acceptable.
But Russell's mum Eva still isn't happy with the council's response.
He's put a complaint in. I actually phoned them. Obviously they won't speak to me because Russell has to give his permission. I live several miles away, so I can't be down here and be up where I am as well. So they just won't answer me.
No.
Said his complaint had been took. And that was it. They even sent him a text message saying would he rate how they had dealt with his complaint. They haven't dealt with it at all.